G'day everyone and welcome to Nat's Knackers Yard. I'm Nat and this is my Knackers Yard, and this is fucking horrendous weather. Look at that, British summer, can't beat it. Right, so we are back on the Fazer 600. See, he's still rat boy, he'll always be rat boy, but not looking very ratty. So yesterday was the Swingarm. That's now drying, and I'm going to go and grab all my bits. Dry-ed. Probably not quite cured properly yet, but good enough to get on. And I want to get it on ready for MOT next weekend. So let's go grab the bits. I'll brave the weather. Right, and there we go. So Swingarm or swinging arm looks fab. The marks on it are rain from walking the few yards from my kitchen out to here. The other bits hanging up there, they're perfectly dry. The only reason they're hanging up there is just so I don't step on them more than anything else. And the end piece is there as well. Again, rain more than anything else. Right, so before I put everything back on, I've got all the elements etc over there. I'm going to dry them off, re-grease them, give them a quick rub over before chucking them back on. Like I said yesterday, the bearings themselves are absolutely fine. There is nothing wrong with them at all. There is, going to the whole form and function piece, the function was fine, the form was rubbish, so just needed cleaning up. So I'm going to give them a clean off, reinstall them, get them all back ready to go, and then I'll chuck you on a stand as we struggle to get this lot back on. Yeah, let's say struggle, we'll see. It was relatively straightforward getting them off, but that's never a guarantee it works the other way around. Right, be right back. Right, so I've got you set up on the stand there. We're good to go. I've re-greased all of the bearings etc on the swing arm. I've also put the chainstay back on it. So we're good to go. I've got my handy bucket to hand just to give a bit of support for the swing arm while it goes on. Pins in, pins greased, or say in, it's tagged in, so hopefully I should just be able to slide the bad boy on. Now obviously, he says obviously, it took a bit of thinking. Had to undo the shock to get it on. I've just pulled it up at the moment because that's effectively going to need to go through the big hole in the swing arm. So what I'm also aware of is that I need to move the chain, so I'm just draping some cloth over my fresh paint so I don't chip it too much with the chain. There was a question from one of the subscribers as to whether or not you need to break the chain to do this. No, you don't. It would make life easier if it wasn't there, but you don't need to do it. Right, let's just feed the chain through one of the swing arms, or swinging arm. I do get that it is properly a swinging arm rather than a swing arm, but that sounds toss to me. So this is one of those moments where you need at least one extra arm. Right, let's try and keep everything moving at the same time, which is going to be tricky. Me commenting on how surprisingly light the swing arm was. It's not when you try and hold it like this, but you do what you can do, don't you? Close that there so I can take a bit of a break and see how much higher I need to get it. Right. So I can see this being more awkward than difficult, but let's give it a go. can't help by it pissing down at the same time, but hey, at least I'm working undercover. Some people don't get that luxury. Alright. Let's go for a little bit of a wiggle. And try and get this bucket in the right place. Right, that's not far off. Just kicking over my penetrating oil. Now the trouble is, you never quite see what you should be doing here. Oops, too high. Come on, you swine. Gotcha. At least got first pinch of you. Oh, yeah, me saying how light that was. I'm holding that with an extended arm for a long time. It's not as easy. Right, let's try and bit of manhandling. Right, let me get the persuader. I was trying not to headbutt the other elements that are hanging up. Right, 1 times persuader. That's not playing. Why are you not playing? Right. Let's just try and pin it at the other end so at least I know it's straight. That's pinned at the other end. Excuse the camera light. I'll step in front of you. Is there any reason why you're being a dick? No, there isn't. It was just being a bit of a dick. Right. So, not lamping it with a hammer. Just pulled it out, had a look down, make sure I wasn't doing anything stupid, and give it a gentle push. Right, give it a few tiny taps. You should hear a pin drop because I've wedged it out on the other side. There we go. Now, this is one of those times when another pair of hands would be really useful. I may have to go and get one of the kids. It should be okay. Yeah, a bit of a wiggle. Works fine. Right, so I'll get too excitable. Just check I've got the chain is through and in the right place. The shock is through and in the right place. Yep, that pin's looking good. Let me just bang that through a little bit further. Straight in. That's my alarm to wake up. Right. And just fingertip tight the bolt so that I don't lose it as much as anything else. Right, got the bucket of pleasure there. What else do I need to do now? What I should do really is just nip the shock absorber back in, so I'm holding it in the right place. Again, all of this is going to need proper tightening up to spec, there or thereabouts. Right, so I think next step for me is to get these dog bones back on. It's not actually far off. Right. But first things first, let's just get a bit of grease on them. I'll clean them off, give them a bit of grease. She knows. So, you know, do you need to grease everything? No. Should you grease everything? Oh yeah. You're just making it easier for, if it's your own bike and you're keeping it, and it serves a purpose because you're making it easier for yourself. If it's somebody else's bike or a project, you're just making it easier for the next guy or girl. So why wouldn't you? So that's the pin through. Can't see a thing, you're going to see the back of my head, apologies. Come on, you swine, catch. Right, fuck it. That can wait, and I'll do it finger tight. The cloth's in the way that's protecting the swing arm from the chain. Yeah, happy. I now have an attached swing arm. Right. Now I'm going to turn you off. I'm going to do up that bolt. Then have a cup of tea and I think. Right, cup of tea, some thinking, and some tightening up of loose ends later. Here we are. So, what have I done? What have I done? I forgot I wasn't filming, frankly. I was chatting away to myself quite happily. I made a bit of a mistake getting this, taking the wheel off and everything, and the mistake I made was raising the bike too much, which made my life harder. Excuse me, hang on. Oh, come on, sneeze, you're coming eventually. There you go. Oh, God, I hate it when a sneeze doesn't happen. Yeah, so by suspending the bike too high and not having the rear wheel in contact with the ground, it just makes getting the axle out that much harder. Didn't want to do that again because I don't want to bang the wheel in against my fresh paint. So what I've done is got rid of the axle stands effectively. So put my scissor jack down, jacked it up, took it off the stands, and now I've jacked it down and I've measured it off so I'm, you know, at a height of the wheel. Yeah, so I still don't have the brake piece on. What are you staring at there? You're looking roughly in the right place. So I still don't have the brake holder on, which obviously goes on the inside, but I think what I will do is try and slide that in a second. Oh, crikey. Right, let's get this going, and I will leave running while I do it, and probably fast forward throughout. So let's get the stays in. Right, let's get the wheel in. I've got all of the bits in and it's all clean and oiled and greased and everything else. Right, now I'm hoping that even with my jack there I do have room to get the chain on. Might be wrong with that assumption, but we shall see. No, it looks like I might be okay. I don't think I've ever done this carefully before, but I am trying not to screw my new paint. Alright, chain on. Spacer back in. So I just took it off to give me a bit of space for the chain. Unfortunately you can't see any of this because I'm doing it on the wrong side. Right. I'm nearly there. Right, where's the pivot? Right, 1 times axle. Where's my... Just going to re-grease that. Just as good practice, if nothing else. No, it's still pissing down, but it's warm. Just get the threads, get the bar itself. I'm not worrying too much about getting it at the top end because it'll naturally get squeegeed that way as I go. Right, let's put you through. Let's get my brake hanger. Get the rest of that grease off my hands. Give myself as much space as I can. Right, there we go. I just had to slide you out of the way and just line it up a bit better because it wasn't playing. So I'm in at the front end. All my lovely new grease just getting scraped off. That's how I'm doing it as straight as on the other side yet. Probably not quite there. actually not a million miles away. And we're through. He's on the other side. Now I've not adjusted because I know that the chain was fine on the previous one. Get rid of the rag. I might have to adjust the chain at a future point. But what I can do is just nip it together now. Just so as I'm not over tightening it. No, what's the odds of that? Close enough. Right, so that's not going anywhere, it's not secured. But what I can do now is just, what do I want to do? What I want to do is mount the brake bracket and the brake arm, and then just check the chain. And if I do need to tighten it up, now's the time to do it. Just whip these off, up even, knock them off. See how we get on. So let's get the brake arm on. Right, bit of a struggle later, but the wheel's on, and I've adjusted the chain. So the chain is now a lot better. There we go. It's nice and dry as well at the moment. I need to lube it off a little bit. Yeah, let's get that hugger on, and then we'll do a little bit of a reveal, I think. And there we go, hugger on. Yeah, I think that looks fecking brilliant. It looks dirty and dusty, but it is dirty and dusty. Yeah, I'm well happy with that. Looks great. And we're MOT ready. I now have a wheel with enough tread on it. Those downpipes are really starting to show to be quite yucky now. It needs a clean. In fact, I'll see what's going on. It's a busy day, busy family day today, so it is now. My backwards clock confuses people, so it's now 10 o'clock. I've had a good couple of hours stint this morning. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I might chuck some air in the tyres actually, because they do look a little bit low. Those stickers now really need to come off, don't they? Yeah, but that's a slow burning task, and a couple of minutes here and there, nip in the garage, tear some off. I've had a look underneath, and it does look a bit scratched underneath, so I might need to just run a paintbrush around it once it's done, just to seal it off, rather than necessarily to paint it to look pretty, but yeah, just to stop it rusting or anything like that. But no, I'm happy with that. My first Swingarm extraction paint and on, and yeah, went well enough. It's not as complex an issue as I thought. It will be as when and if I do it on Dave, because shaft drive, so the actual drive is running through that swing arm. But anyway, on a chain driven bike, it's a piece of piss, absolute piece of piss. Right, what I might do is subcontract my children to give it a wash. They're desperate to get involved in this project. Bless them. Yeah, oh, the other bit that I've done, I've chucked the bar end mirrors on. Again from Mike's stash. Cheers, mate. I think they look brilliant. I'm more than aware that it doesn't need mirrors for an MOT, but frankly, I feel exposed without mirrors. and as when and if I do get to sell this, it'll go with mirrors. But they're easy enough to yank out if they don't want them, or indeed I've still got the mounts, and I've purposely not blocked them off with anything permanent in case a future owner wants to stick something on. What I might do is just get some black plastic discs and just glue them over the top so it doesn't look quite so obvious. But anyway, that's you know, that's all gravy stuff really. Ditto with the brake, still got a slight slash of blue there, and I can't get in those at the moment, but the brake's fine, it works fine, it doesn't, you know, handle doesn't get anywhere near the handle, lever doesn't get anywhere near the grip, so it's fine for MOT. It's just something that I want to do afterwards. Right, happy with that. That's Rat Boy that was Wasp, Ross Boy. He's got various names now, but that's him MOT-able. There's a few other bits that I want to do, but it's nice to be in a position of doing things that you want to do rather than things that you need to do. So that will do for now, I think. Happy. Right. Yeah, definitely need to sort that brake out, but it works, it's MOT-able. That'll do me for now. Thanks everyone for watching. The subscriber count is slowly ticking over, which is always nice, but fundamentally I hope you're enjoying this anywhere near as much as I am. Thanks so much all. Cheers. I'll catch you later on.